Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Yeah. Okay, any questions, clarifications on what we have seen yesterday? First three verses. Okay. Wow, it's all clear. Okay, good. So we saw that last time how everything is nothing but that existence, consciousness. In the verse 3, same idea. He is going ahead with in the fourth verse. Okay, he says, Arabhyate jaiva jagat paratma atma tattvam abhidhanena matam samastam idam trayam yavadaham yati syad sarvotama ahamati shunya nishta. All these verses are subject to a lot of misinterpretation. In fact, Ramanashram has a translation, has a commentary on Saddarshanam. Yeah. It's completely different from what I'm saying here. Okay. Yeah. Now look at it. For example, he says, Arabhyate in the beginning. Okay. Jivat Jagat Paramatma Tattvam. Abhidhanena Matam Samastam. Samastam Matam. All religions, all philosophies, all schools of thought. In the beginning, what will they have to deal with? Jiva Jagat Paramatma. There is a Jiva, you, the individual. There is a Jagat, the world. And the common source for both of them. Here is where a lot of differences come in your understanding of God. Okay, Bhagavan. In fact, we don't even use the word God. Okay, being an English term, it has got a lot of English connotations. So that's why I always say Bhagavan, Ishvara, or God, Bhagavan. I add that, or Ishvara. Because in how we look at Ishvara, that this is a creation every religion talks about. To postulate a creator is easy. Okay. Because we know anything that is intelligently put together must have an intelligence behind. Okay. You see a watch. Okay. You see a watch. You know this is created. Supposing I were to tell you, no, this is a special watch. It is made in India. It is not made near Bangalore, outside on the outskirts. Okay. There is a place called Vachakacha Ura. Ura meaning place. Or Vachakacha Ura. There, all these watches come out of the ground. Sophisticated ones, simple ones for a sadhu. Will any of you take it? That's true. Even your 5-year-old kid will not take it as true. Come on, Swami, you're just joking. Why? It's intelligently put together. There has to be an intelligence behind it. So that is why everyone postulates a creator, because intelligently put together. Look at laws of physics, chemistry, biology, all this intelligence. Now we are studying it intelligently. There has to be an intelligence behind it, creator, whatever you want to call him. Okay? Whatever you want to call him, no problems. Hi. The problem comes, what is the material he used? Like you can say a human being he created out of earth. You can say that because earth, etc., was already created. Because already created, then you can say that. But what about time and space and everything in time and space? Yeah. You know, the scientists created life in the laboratory and they told God, we don't need you anymore. We cloned a human being. See, right here. So God, did you create him from another human being? No. Then how did you create? We took some mud and God is saying, get your own mud. Get your own mud. The idea is, once something is there, you can create a lot of things out of it. So, all these people have taken time space as eternal. First flaw in that argument is time and space are taken as eternal, always there. We are talking about the source of time and space itself. If you are talking about the source of time and space, you can't say there was some material out of which God created. You can't postulate a God outside creation because outside is a spatial concept. You can say outside, inside only with respect to space. If you're talking of total space which has to be manifested, then you got outside space or inside space? Can't be outside. Plus, where did the material come from? You can't say material was lying down there. There is yet to be created. There is space, no? That is yet to be manifested. So you can't say there. And if some material is lying down there and God created the material, God becomes a production manager. Who's the big boss? Yeah. So that's why Vedanta presents that the material and Ishvara are not different. The material and the intelligence behind the creation is one and the same. Therefore, we'll say the whole creation is a manifestation. It's Ishvara's body, Vishwarupa Darshanam, etc. To put in Sanskrit, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Is the material and the efficient cause of the whole creation. That means there cannot be anything apart. The creation is not apart from the Creator. You and I are not apart from the Creator. At the level of creation, we are talking now. Okay. So this is a more refined understanding of God. Okay. In fact, many of you have been there for my session when I talked about 6 levels of understanding God. From God fearing onwards, God fearing, God loving, all that 6 stages I have talked, 6, 7 stages actually. Yeah. So all this, we like to personalize God. Otherwise, how do we relate to Him? But if you personalize, you really can't talk about one God. If you're personalizing. Why? This hall, made, no? Because I seen the time when this hall was not there. Nothing was there. No? None of these buildings, trees, etc. was there. So after that, they made it. One creator, You need an architect. You need a structural engineer before you even started the work. Then you need contractors, laborers, masons, carpenters, electricians, plumbers to make this small little thing. Then how are you, when you personalize God, how are you saying one God created everything? So at that level, if you are looking, pantheism seems to be more logical than saying only one God, no? Like how the Greeks had. That one God for agriculture, one God for the rains, one, because that's all the professions known at that time. If today the same thing is extended, you'll have one God for the computer, one God for artificial intelligence. You will have all those things. Well, different functions, no? So in pantheism, gods are all different functionaries. In Vedanta says one Ishvara. These are different facets of the same Ishvara. So a facet is looked upon as a Devata. It's a facet of same Ishvara. One. Why? For the whole creation or manifestation, he is the material for it. He is the intelligence behind it. He is the material for it. Yes, sir.
In Hinduism, we say there are 33 crore devatas.
No, there are 33 koti devatas. It is not 33. Koti is not crore. No, koti means main. Devatas also, they are looked upon as functionaries.
That's why I
Yeah. So Ashtavasus, 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras.
So each has a specific
Yeah.
function.
Yeah, the
That's
function.
how
Yeah.
In a way, it's similar
No.
to the Greeks.
Yeah, but it is a functionary. We are not talking about separate from Ishvara. We are looking only as a functionary for the sake of invocation. So you can have thousands of invocation. Huh? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Meaning of the word koti is
Koti meaning mukhyam. Koti also means a crore. But koti in this sense is used as mukhya.
because in that day, those days that mukhyam and crore were
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Today crore is lost. the
Yeah.
meaning.
इसके कोटि पर पहुंच गया. You will say that, no? Yeah. So that way. So when you are talking like this, one Ishvara, different functionaries. So the whole material and the intelligence is Ishvara. This world that you see, the universe you see, is not separate from Ishvara. Says, ठीक है. Ramana's view is this, all that is fine. All that is fine. There is Arabhyate Jiva Jagat Paramatma Tattvam Abhidhanena Matam Samastam. These three has to be talked about in all matas. Okay? Wherever you talk, whether it's non-dualistic schools, dualism, whether you are Shaivite, Vaishnavite, etc. Okay? Shaktam, or you're a Christian, Islam, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Taoism, Shinto, Zen, in all of them. Some have Ishvara, some don't have. But even those that don't have Ishvara, they have something like Apara Shakti, some power, where it helped it manifest. Some also try to present, okay, I might as well handle that also here. Like certain Buddhistic schools will talk about the source being Shunya. There cannot be an absolute Shunya. There cannot be. How do you talk about? Who is going to say that there is Shunya? Like who is saying there is Brahman? You, na? Or the Upanishad is saying. Who is saying there is Shunya? Someone who has seen Shunya has to say Shunya. If you are seeing Shunya, you are not Shunya, you are Shunya Sakshi, the witnesser of the Shunya. In fact, I had a talk about this with some of the Zen masters. And they all agree that it is not really shunya. We are saying there is an absence of all concepts. So then I asked them, can we call it non-conceptual reality? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Non-conceptual reality. Non-conceptual reality, I have not coined that word. I only made a little modified translation of Nirgunam Brahman. Nirgunam Brahman, non-conceptual. Gunas, what is gunas? Concepts, no? A non-conceptual reality. I just modernized the translation, that's all. So all this is there, okay, fine. Jiva, Jagat and Ishara. Idam Trayam Yavad Ahamiti Syat. These three are there only as far as I, the Ahankara, is there. Correct or not? As long as I, the Jiva, is there, I will talk about the world and Ishvara and all those things. If the I is not there, like in deep sleep, what can you talk about? Where is Jiva? Where is Jagat? Where is Ishvara? You can only hear snoring. And that also somebody else hears. You don't hear anyway. Yeah. So everything is gone. Therefore, he says, now you look at the next. This is where can be misinterpreted. Sarvotamaha ahamati shunya nishtaha. Therefore, what is the highest of it? Sarva uttamaha. Highest of it. Ahamati shunya nishtaha. When you are remaining without the ahankara. So what is the misinterpretation that will come? You will jump into samadhi. Ahamati shunya. No? But in samadhi, the ahankara is there as a potential condition exactly like how it is in deep sleep. And believe me, all the people who talk about samadhi, na, they are not gone into samadhi themselves. Most of them have not gone into samadhi. 99.99% have not gone into samadhi. That's why they are talking about it. If you had gone into samadhi, you'll come out and say, what the hell am I doing here? I have not come out any wiser. Unless I already have Vedanta with me. Then it is a different thing. That is called Jnana Lakshana Samadhi. My students know this is my favorite example. I used to take a class in South Bombay until COVID came. So there was this guy in that beach, Chowpatty. So sometimes I would go by bus. Now you can't, if you go by bus, you can't time yourself. So sometimes I reach early. If I reach early, that other class is going on. Or I had a meeting in town for Swamiji's talks. And then I'm coming to the class. Hey, still half an hour to go. So I'll take a walk on the beach. So I saw this guy. He's buried under the sand. Under the sand is buried. Not up to here. That is just for fun. No. Everything is inside. From 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he's buried. At sunset, they will pull him out. So once I wanted to see, this guy, he should be coming out what is. Unless you go into samadhi, you cannot be buried under the sand like that. In the soil, you cannot be buried unless you are in samadhi. Yeah. Because your breathing slows down to 1 in an hour, 1 breath an hour or something like that. There's enough oxygen trapped in the soil for that much. You will survive. Yeah. That's why all the yoga people who want to go into samadhi, learn to slow down your breathing. Quieten breathing, it is called. Shanta breathing. Anyway, that apart. This guy is buried there. So one day I said, let me see what's happening. So his students dug him out. And they had kept a small towel in front, where people will put a few coins, this, that, etc. No? That's a way of earning money. Then the students dug him out. What should he come out? If samadhi equals realization, he should be coming out saying, Anandoham, Anandoham. So he came out. His students massaged his hands and legs, because when you're sitting in samadhi, that long movement is a bit difficult. When you're looking at that, Sala khali 10 rupiya aa gaya hai. He's upset. Only $10. For $10, I've been buried in for 4 hours. Then he looks at me standing there. Some guy, normally nobody waits around his hand. महाराज जी देखिए ना, हम लोग 4 मूर्ति है, 10 रुपया में क्या खाएगा? We have 4 of us. In $10, what are you going to eat? So I told him, today dinner for all of you is with me. Come. The ideal restaurant. That time it was a small Irani shop. Now it's a proper bar and everything. That time it was a small Irani shop. By the way, if you drink Irani chai, 25% tariff, okay? Trump's new rule. Anyway, this is a small Irani shop. And so we went and we had a nice long chat, this, that. It's a skill he has picked up, that's all. Just a skill, a practice. It's a great practice. It prepares your mind very well for Vedanta. But that's all that is there. Knowledge will happen only if there is a pramana. In samadhi, there is no pramana. So when Ramana is saying here, aham mati shunya nishta, he's saying, where the ego has been nullified. You understood. Ego is a concept of yourself. You understood your Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Ego is a dress you are wearing for functioning. Ashram. Many of my students don't see me with an angavastra. Ashram hai na to. For functioning. Wear this. Yeah. That's a role. So ahankara is a dress for functioning. There is no, you're not taking a conceptual self as a reality. I'm a teacher. Maharaj. So, yeah. When you sit on the Vyasapita, you are a teacher. Otherwise, when you step out, what you are? And when you are sitting here as a teacher, is Satyam Jnanam Anantam disappearing? Is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman a teacher? Teacher is a role. Like somebody asked me in Bombay bus, Samju, are you a guru? Now what do you tell him? I can't say yes, I can't say no, because to him I'm not a guru. I said to my students I'm a guru. If you have to say you're a guru, then you have to be Jagat Guru. And Jagat Guru also get 500 people, 5,000 people, well, less than what Jonas gets. Jonas gets more people online than what many of the Jagat Gurus get. Yeah. So it's a role. Otherwise, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Then how do you relate? Friend, buddy, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Mother role. Mother is, Satyam Jnanam Anantam is playing the role of a mother now. To whom? To your 1 or 2 kids, not to the whole world. You are not Jagan Mata. Yeah. Though I had a student who would act like that. In fact, I nicknamed her Jagan Mata. Viditatmananda's Bhabhi. Mridula Ben. I used to call her like that because she's a mother figure to everyone in the camp. She'll make tilgul. You know that sesame seed ka laddu. And sees that everyone eats one, at least one, every day. Sweet lady. But you're mother figure for everyone, Jagan Mata. But even then, it's only to 30, 40, 50 campers, no? Not more than that. It's a role. Therefore, aham mati shunya means what? You have negated all concepts about yourself and understood you are Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Sachidananda Swarupoham, you understood that. Therefore, there is no more ahankara left. Ahankara has become a dress that you wear. For what? For functioning. Yeah. That's all. Therefore, aham mati shunya nishta. when you have understood the truth about what you are, Ahankara has lost whatever reality it had aggrandized for itself. Yeah. Ahankara is a concept, but we take it as real. We take it as real. Yeah. If the real is not known, the roles are taken for real. That's why it becomes so difficult to drop some roles. My roles define me. No, your roles don't define you. Your roles only define your functioning. That's all. Yeah. So those roles can help you grow as a person, which is good. Play some roles in life. They help you grow as a person to understand what finally. See, we say they are roles. We all say that in modern psychology. We'll say it's all role playing. But because the real is not known, these roles become serious and real for you. Yeah, it's not real. Never was it real. And once you understand the real, the role becomes just something that you have to do, an apparent thing, apparent functioning. Why? Because still you have a body and mind. Na? If you knew the truth, and the body and mind will disappear, like how this snake disappears when you know the road, then there's no need for playing a role. Na? You'll remain as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. How many people come to study Vedanta if they think they're going to disappear like that? 1 week camp, my kids, my husband, my wife, my parents, roles makes it difficult even for a week. Na? Then imagine you're going to disappear when you know Satyam Jnanam Anantam. What will happen? Swamiji, I'll come to you, but the final Mahavakya Upadesha, hold it. When I'm ready to go, I'll come and tell you. I say, where are you going? You're not going anywhere. Yeah. Thank God it doesn't disappear. Therefore, you can study Vedanta and enjoy what is known as Jivan Mukti Avastha. Living you're free. You can live as Ananda irrespective of the world. As I said yesterday, remember? Ananda challenging situation, Ananda happy situation, Ananda miserable situation. But you're Ananda. Situation keeps changing. Anandoham. Maja aa raha hai. That's why I always give the example of Ananda and Buddha, who's his teacher. Buddha declares, the flowers are showered for Ananda. It's a Buddhistic expression. Flowers are showered means he's a wise person now. Realize so. Pauncha hua Mahatma hai. If you want the Hindi equivalent. And so all the other students say, hey, one of us, Buddha, but you tend to put the teacher on a pedestal. Unless you have a teacher like me who will crack all types of jokes and make you feel, hey, he is normal. You've not heard all of them. Some of them I'm not going to say. There's genteel company around. So, no. So all of them went around. Ananda is sitting quietly in a corner. Ananda, now that you are a realized soul, the master has declared. How do you find the world? He looks around. As miserable as ever. World doesn't change. Nothing changes. You are Ananda. That's it. You are limitlessness. And what are you doing now? Playing the role of a human being. And after a role of a human being, playing roles. Husband, wife, teacher, student, whatever. Whatever role necessary. Yeah, if you know the truth, then you better start teaching. Why? If people who know don't teach, people who don't know start teaching. And that's a problem. Yeah. So ahammati shunya nishta is not talking about some samadhi state. He's talking about you with that knowledge, where the ahankara has been nullified, bada, negated. It is not even talking about destruction. Yeah, you have a question.
Yeah, no, you talk about the Nishtaha.
Nishtha means to abide in. To abide in. To abide in. Yeah. Now the translation has a few flaws to get rid of the ego completely, meaning it is no more taken as real, just a functioning thing. Yeah. That's all. It's like this guy comes to the camp. I say, how did you come? Oh, I did 60 miles an hour. 60 miles an hour? This guy can't do 600 meters in an hour. You're talking about 60 miles an hour. From the standpoint of the car he was in. Association. Similarly, I am tall, fat, short, etc. is what? Association. Yeah. I'm sad. I think I'm going into depression. Standpoint of your emotions. I'm a thinker, I'm an intellectual, I'm a doctor, I'm a scholar, I'm at this standpoint of your reasoning, your knowledge. Standpoints. We take them as real because we don't know the real. If you know the real, if you want scholarship, you can have scholarship. Ramana chose not to have it. Somebody else will choose to have it. Yeah. Scholarship need not always be a sign of wisdom. Not having scholarship is not necessarily a sign of wisdom either. Yeah. 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 If you know the truth, you know the truth. Okay. If you're scholarly, great. If you're not, okay. No problems. Yeah. So ahammati shunya nishta is this knowledge. You are abiding in this knowledge that I am that pure consciousness, I am limitless consciousness, and functioning in the world, the ego comes in. Otherwise, no. Yeah. Okay. That is that. Therefore, what happens to Jiva Jagat Ishvara? Yeah, it all belongs to the function. Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara is a functional reality. You mean to say Ishvara is Mithya? Are you Mithya? No, I am consciousness. Thank God. If you said you are Mithya, then why am I teaching you? I am conscious. Then if you ask Ishvara what he is going to say, I am Mithya or I am consciousness? So be careful of your standpoint. Okay. Be careful of the standpoint. Yeah. The creation is Mithya. What Ishvara has manifested is Mithya. What is the Swarupa of Ishvara? Consciousness. What is your Swarupa? Consciousness. What is the Swarupa of the world, really speaking? Existence, consciousness. What is the appearance? Mithya. Anything other than consciousness is an appearance. Now, when I say appearance, people find it difficult. Okay? So the part example won't work for foreigners. Okay? For Westerners, the part example won't work because the example has to be known. I'm sure you've not seen a part, no? What a part is. Have you seen what a part is? Oh, good. So my American friend came and he said, I want to eat a traditional Indian meal. There is nothing like a traditional Indian meal. There's a traditional Maharashtrian meal. There's traditional Bombay meals. There's traditional Karnataka meal. There is a traditional Tamil Nadu meal where there are half a dozen variations. There's a traditional Kerala meal again with half a dozen variations. Haryanvi. Each state has its own traditional meals. So it's okay. I'll give you the traditional meal of the state that we are in now, Maharashtra. So I told this student of mine, hey, my friend is there, he wants to eat a traditional. Maharashtrian meal. घेऊन या. Bring them over, we'll have. So in Maharashtrian meals, they will put a seat, small little thing, that's about this much. You're supposed to sit on that. Then they'll keep a plate in front of you after you have sat. But my American friend, he sat on the other side and said, you eat on really low tables. Why? Part is conceptual. Table is conceptual. If I'm coming from a culture where that concept is not there, how do I recognize that? Whole creation is what? Conceptual. Yeah, it's conceptual. Always will be like this. The other American lady who told me, you know, you Indians are funny. I said, what happened? I have this Indian friend. We went and bought curtain cloths, and next day she wore it. Yeah. Conceptual, no? Yeah. What is creation other than conceptualization? Yeah. It's all conceptualization. Now, if you're on small tables, or those of you are sitting on the floor, would you like a small table to write on? Because I can get you, there are some here. Where you open up and put in right front. Just enough for your books. Yeah. That is a low table. You can say that. Just more than 1 feet, 14, 15 inches there will be. Concepts. Whole creation is nothing but a concept. Based on what? Concept means, remember, this has to be an underlying reality. Table, concept based on wood or whatever material, plastic, does that. Chair, concept based on material. Na? Underlying material is a reality. You, Jiva, concept based on Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Ishvara, concept based on Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. World, Jagat, based on Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. The underlying reality is one. Samjhi, that is all. That's all. If you understand this, Vedanta is complete. Okay, go home. If you can live like this knowledge, aham mati shunya nishta is. What is the nishta here? What we are based on day to day, every day. Not half an hour morning, half an hour evening. That nishta can be there. I have a nishta for exercising. Okay, half an hour morning, half an hour evening. I have a nishta for japa, half an hour morning, half an hour evening. That you can have. I have a nishta for yoga practice, 1 hour daily. Fine. Oh, I am into Qigong. I do 1 hour Qigong every day. Excellent, brilliant. Nishta for 1 hour. This is not 1 hour when I'm sitting in that morning meditation. Nishta, I am Brahman. And what about when you're working the world? What happened to Brahman? No, aham mati shunya nishta. Constant. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhaya. Wherever the mind goes, the mind is not away from the reality. That means the mind is in samadhi. Mind is going where? Arey yaar. Food is nice here. South Indian food. No sweets yaar. Rishikesh mein kitna mind is going to Rishikesh Bhandara, enjoying the sweets. But have you missed sight of the underlying consciousness? No. Ahamati shunya nishta. Arey yaar, income tax notice has come for our trust. They need some documents. Your mind is going there. Are you missing the reality? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. If you're not missing, ahamati shunya nishta. If you're concerned, worried about it, then income tax notice nishta. Because all the time you're thinking about it. I'm not joking, we have received it, no problem. Our guy will handle it, or after we go back, we'll handle it. No issue. Something to be dealt with. There are things to be dealt with. Arey yaar, all the mosquitoes, I got malaria. So mosquitoes also have to live. I'll take some quinine. Okay. Functional. What are you? Consciousness. Can consciousness get malaria? The body gets. Okay. Yeah. So what are you? I'm fine. Like Puja Swamiji used to say. And during the last couple of years of his life, people would come and say, Swamiji, how are you? Who's that? I can't see you very clearly. My eyes are gone. You must speak louder. My ears are gone. There's one prarabdha I got from Puja Swamiji once. I can't blame him. It's from all the explosions and all I've been exposed to. It is compromised then. With age, it has become a little bit worse. And heart, lungs infected, kidneys are failing. Really, Swamiji, how are you then? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Then he came to Rishikesh. He went to the ashram in States and then he came back to Rishikesh 1 month before he died. And he said, I decided to stop all treatment. I said, okay, Swami. Then he looked at me, raised his eyebrows and looked at me. He wanted what I have to say about it. I said, Swamiji, we've seen you suffering. We know what you are. We'll accept it today. But, because the remaining I didn't say, I just said, we will accept it today. But, said, your devotees will take some time. Let us announce it and give them some time. Okay. After a month, I will stop treatment. So he was willing to suffer an extra month just for the sake of the devotees. And in that condition, he was teaching every day one class. Ahammati Shunya Nishta. That's what it is. Not sitting in samadhi for half an hour. So for half an hour, I'm realized. What about the other 23 and a half hours? Ahammati Shunya Nishta is Jnana Nishta. It is. Yeah, if you want to do samadhi practice to help you with that, fine, do that. Nididhyasanam culminates in samadhi if you want to. Nididhyasanam is also called Savikalpa Samadhi. And samadhi is called Nirvikalpa. But in Savikalpa also, you know, seer scene difference is not there. Because Ahamati is nullified, seer scene is nullified. You want separate Nishtha? Go, do it. Because without that, you can't accept the whole thing. All right, kar lo tora, acha hi. If you want to do that. Yeah. Swamiji, how do I practice Nirvikalpa Samadhi? You don't practice Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You practice Savikalpa. Nirvikalpa has to happen. Like deep sleep. Swamiji, how do you practice to go to sleep? Please don't practice. You'll not go to sleep. You give yourself the condition, sleep happens. Similarly, you give yourself the condition, samadhi will happen. If it has to. And how long will you be in samadhi? How long are you there in sleep? Your prarabdha will put you out. Even deep sleep. Haven't you all noticed sometimes? Hey, Sunday morning. Nothing, no work, nothing. I will sleep up to 8 o'clock. Sorry, nowadays most people get up at 8 o'clock. Our times, especially South Indian families, 8 o'clock was considered late. Okay. Your holidays, we are not allowed to sleep beyond 7 o'clock. Anyway, I'll sleep at 9 o'clock. I'll get up. And that Sunday morning, when you have nothing to do, you are not concerned, worried about anything. 7 o'clock, your eyes open up. It's only 7. You go back to sleep. You toss and turn for half an hour, then you get up because sleep is not coming. Why? Your prarabdha is calling you. Life is waiting. Where are you? So similarly, in samadhi you go. You are not there to consciously come out of it. Japa, you can say, yeah, okay. 108 ho gaya, chalo, you can get up. Samadhi, how will you get up? Prarabdha will bring you out. If it doesn't bring you out, no problems for you, problems for the others. We'll break a coconut on your head. If you have not come out of Samadhi for 3 days, we'll break a coconut on your head to ensure. And then build a tomb around you, okay? Says this is Samadhi, he's a great saint. Joking. But that is how it is. That is Samadhi practice. This is Jnanam. Aham mati shunya nishta. Okay? Whatever I am doing, the knowledge is there. Okay? Then world is mithya, world is satyam. I have been getting a lot of questions also, which are good questions, but here, look at what he has to say. Satyam vrishava chididam jadam va dukkam sukham veti mudha vivadaha adrishta lokaha niham pratiti nishta avikalpa parama klishtaha ishta akhila ishtaha. Okay, the last word is akhila ishtaha. Satyam vrishava. This word, is it real or is it mithya? Discussion. Chididam jadam va. Is it conscious or jadam? Inert. Dukkham or sukham? The Buddhist will sarvam dukkham dukkham iti. Sarvam anityam sarvam dukkham. Therefore, Buddham sharanam gacchami, Sangam sharanam gacchami, Shunyam sharanam gacchami. Sukham, dukkham, or sukham va, anando, sukham va. Iti muda vivadaha. All this discussion, why are you having? Why are you having all this charcha? Okay. Adrishta lokaha. There is no world to see. What is the world? I only see consciousness. But Swamiji, what about all these forms? They are all forms. Nama rupa. What is there is only one consciousness. Then, niraham pratiti. Ahankara. Not ahankara. I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Swamiji, you are a teacher. Looks like that. Looks like that. There is one character who walked out of my class. This guy can't be a teacher. He's joking so much. I'm teaching you, I'm Ananda. You are Ananda. And you're uncomfortable with laughter. What is this? Okay. Therefore, niraham pratiti. Niraham pratiti. Avikalpaha. There is no vikalpas. Vikalpa means division, not thoughts. Okay. Meaning finitude. Vikalpa meaning divisions. Divisions means finitude. Avikalpaha, no sense of finitude. That is what? Parama akhila ishta. This is what is loved by everyone, he says. Why? You want to be the fulfilled being. Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, that is the best state to be in, he says. Why do you do anything that you do? You can talk, oh, the desires come from my priorities, etc. Priority-based living, sensible living, priority. But why do you have those priorities? I want to be fulfilled. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Out of the love for the self, everything else appears beloved. I love you not only for what you are, for what I am when I am with you. I got it out of a Hallmark card, okay? But it makes sense. Why do you love somebody? Because with that company of that person, you feel happy. If you're fighting all the time, little bit fighting is good. That's the chutney in the relationship, not the spice in the relationship. So little bit fighting is good. It means the relationship is alive. You're not taking each other for granted. No. But if you're fighting all the time, I love you will become I allow you. You go your way, I go my way. If you are happy, then fine. Therefore, everyone is looking. Why are you stuck in that job? Samjay, I love what I'm doing. It doesn't pay much, but this gives me a lot of joy. Good. Atmanastu kamaya. Why are you stuck in that job? You don't like it a lot. Samjay is getting me money, and I can do a lot of things I want with that. Anando. Okay. Whether it's love for money, love for job, love for a person, love for a dog. Nowadays, people don't have children, they have a dog instead. I can understand. The only entity that will give you unconditional love. Makes me very happy. Samjay, I'm an animal activist. I love dogs. But I don't like these elephants in temples. You're domesticating an elephant. Correct. So we are domesticating that now. The last 100, 200 years. We started domesticating elephants. The dog was also domesticated, no? You think dogs were born pet dogs from heaven? Or no? And you know why dogs are domesticated before? If there was a famine, there was a source of food. They ate dogs. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was a sailor. I know the history of sailing. So carry dogs and all on board also. So guard, protection, etc. under normal good times. When times go bad, survival. So you son of a dog eater coming and telling me you're again domesticating an elephant, you domesticated as a dog. No? What argument you have against that? No. Yeah, it's relative standpoints, okay? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Therefore, everyone wants what? Ananda. But all these are experiential, therefore, there's a beginning and end. There's a beginning and end. Have you seen that famous Mughal painting? This is exactly what human condition is. It's a beautiful courtyard, beautiful design. And you can make out the couple has been on the bed. And now they spend the night together. And the sun is rising and the cock is crowing, waking up the world. And this man is taking a bow and arrow and shooting the cock. He doesn't want the night to end. He can't shoot at the sun. So the cock is crowing away. You don't want the night to end. Why? And I want to continue in that blissful state. All experiences beginning and end. This is what you are Ananda in spite of all your experiences. Experiences have beginning and end. You are Ananda Sarupaha. No beginning, no end. You're always Ananda. Pending discovery. And that is what everyone wants out of life. What do you want out of life? But we are educated differently. Supposing you ask a 5-year-old child, Beta, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, I want to be happy. What will you tell that child? Yeah, of course you'll be happy. But what do you want to do to become happy? And imagine to that parent, I say, know yourself. What will the parent do? Ensure that the child doesn't come to me. Neighbor's child going and sitting with them, that's fine. My child, no. The Indian context. Yeah. Hey, we have loaded concepts on ourselves. Yeah. You should do what makes you happy. Correct, it's a good advice. But if you really want that to be a fulfilled being, you need to discover your Anandoham. Only discovery of Aham Ananda will Akhileshtaha, Akhilena, Sarvena, Ishtaha. Everyone likes this only. So what you really want to be is Anandoham. What is the need for Vedanta? The study of Vedanta is not an academic study. The study of Vedanta is based on the value of fulfillment, of moksha. Otherwise, why are you studying Vedanta? It's a nice intellectual exercise. Intellectual exercise, go study some mathematics. It's a great intellectual exercise. Study physics. Why are you studying Vedanta? Really, if it's an intellectual exercise, there's so many things to do, which are equally good. Come, I'll teach you some Nyaya. Great intellectual exercise. We will struggle. Only one text, no? Yeah. Tarka Sangra is enough, just to be familiar with the language, because higher texts use that language. So I teach only that much for the language part. But there are more if you want. Nyaya Prabodhini, Siddhanta Muktavali. If you want, we'll love intellectual exercise. But this is not an intellectual exercise. This is what I want to know and what I want to be is the same. What I want to know and what I want to be and what I am happens to be one and the same thing. So, Akhana Ishtaha. Okay. Parama Akhileshtaha. This is what is really desired by everyone. That is why you can't say Vedanta is elitist. Vedanta is meant for everyone who will not benefit from Vedanta. Though everyone may not be ready to study Vedanta, that's a different thing. So as a teacher, what is your job? To help people be ready to study Vedanta also. Yeah. That's also part of the game. You think all of us, we're Uttamadhikaris or what? We're all Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mumukshutvam committed. Yeah. You should relate to all the full-time students who come in the first 6 months and have a look at them. I have seen dozens of batches, more than a dozen batches I have seen. एक से बढ़कर champion. Independent people, strong-minded, strong-willed. Yeah, I find all sorts of fun because there is a commitment. There's this, but there are certain refinements that have to happen. That's part of the game. Yeah, that's part of the game. Like I had a batchmate. We decided one day, I'm going to be an avadhuta. So it knocked off all his clothes. Can you imagine what will happen if a guy walks stark naked into the dining hall? For breakfast, he's stark naked. And all the ladies are saying, what is wrong with this guy? Men are laughing away. Again, this is strong. What is this? He goes, takes his breakfast and starts eating it. Stark naked. Then he comes to a lecture hall. By that time, Swamiji has received half a dozen complaints. Okay. Huh? No, Jain, no, this guy was an American. And Swamiji says, what happened? Swamiji, Avadhuta I want to be. He was the youngest in the batch actually. So Swamiji said, be an Avadhuta in your room. Other places, so you just wear just a half dhoti and come. It's okay, fine. Decorum. Decorum. So these are the type of champions you will have. Now you have to help. He's a good teacher now, okay? This guy has, because of the way Swamiji handled the whole thing, he's become a good teacher of Vedanta. All the way from a champion like that, all full of ideas, all the way to becoming a Vedanta teacher. If he can do it, all of you can do it. Correct or not? I'm not saying being avadutas. Yeah, knocking off your clothes is easy. What's the big deal about it?
Swamiji, market is
Huh?
running Abdul.
Yeah. But if he can graduate from there to becoming a teacher of Vedanta, all of us can do it. We are not that brave off our mind. No? Yeah. Yeah. So that is the thing. Parameshta is the ahamati shunya nishta. Okay. Or he says avilkalpa niraham pratiti, where ahankara has been nullified. Okay. That nishta, avikalpa, without seer seen differences, etc., without you and me differences. Parama akhila ishta. That is what is desired by everyone. That is moksha akhil. Om Tat Sat.